yeah, 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 yeah. Aye.
We're back now. More local podcasts. Today we got a special guest, Noble Entertainment, local comic books, and much more. With the live performance, Grapes. You don't want to miss more local. We're back now. More local podcast. Your host, Danny Starr, Brandon Bradman. Today, special guest, Noble Entertainment. We have John, Joe, Bryce. They're going to talk about the comics themselves, history, about their lives. Stick around, you know we're going to have a lot more. With that being said, brother, I want to start off, give us something about yourself, and we'll work the way down the table.
Well, I'm actually the oddball of the group. I'm Joe. I'm from, I think the place I grew up the most was a small town in Kansas called Spring Hill, Kansas.
Spring Hill, okay.
Spring Hill. Yeah, it's a, if I describe it to you, you'll never figure out where it is.
Sounds like one of those spooky places, yeah. You know, like Silent Hill?
but when I moved back to Utah with my family because my family is here.
Okay.
And in high school, I met these two yahoos.
Okay.
And I don't know, it kind of spiraled from there and turned into a company at some point.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. There you go. Yourself, brother?
Alrighty. I'm just gonna.
We'll come back. We want to get to know you guys first, a little bit about yourself.
Sure.
So talk to.
Yeah, so I grew up here in Roy. Kind of lived here my whole life. You know, kind of your standard Utah.
Okay.
Served mission, Canada, and all that, and.
Hey, shout out to Maples.
Yeah. Don't envy the winters up there. Don't want to experience that ever again. So I'm good. I've had my fill. Anyways, but yeah, it's as Joe said, we kind of met in high school. Actually, funny thing is, Joe and I didn't really get along at first.
No, we hated each other.
It's kind of funny how time changes people.
Oh yeah,
so,
it does. It does. Bryce?
Yeah, so I grew up, I'm local. I mean, I've literally grew up a block from here.
Okay.
My entire life, I've grown up here.
Cool.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Is there anything you want to share? Yeah, you want to share anything that other than
How did you,
Joe?
Besides school, how did you guys all connecting with the comics? Because I know you guys do individual things.
Yeah, so it did start in high school. Me and Bryce were in a ton of classes together, so we became pretty good friends in high school. And then Joe was just part of our friend group, but
Joe was a friend of a friend, actually. So we knew Cameron. Cameron was the middle guy. And then we met Joe through Cameron. And, we didn't get along super well at first, all of us.
I think the funny thing was, I think it was you invited me to go airsofting. And I think that was when, when I started being more than friends.
You know, that's when it works. You know, if you got beef with somebody, just shoot them. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
You can cut that part out.
So what connected all you guys to doing the comics and the drawings and the action figures?
So it's something we're all kind of fascinated in. For me, with my ADHD and stuff, I tried doing all, the usual stuff everybody expects you to do when you get into life after you graduate. It's like, gotta start going to school, gotta start dating and all this stuff. And I was just like, no matter what I did, it just seemed like it just met with so much resistance. But when I was a kid growing up and everything, there's always something on the back of my mind. I was always wanting to draw. I was always wanting to build this stuff, And then eventually just got to the point, I was going to school and all this. I was going to school to become a mechanical engineer.
Oh,
and a few semesters and stuff, and I was just
total opposite.
Right? And a few semesters, I was like, I don't even enjoy this, I was like, why am I spending thousands of dollars to do something I don't even want to do, And so, eventually just like, you know what, I really want to draw a comic book. Let's just draw a comic book. So that's when I sat down with Joe. I was like, you know how to write.
Well, the funny thing,
tell a story.
When was that? What year could you?
I think if we were actually
2019.
sitting, we were sitting in the Maverick parking lot, if I remember, because we had actually we had knocked around the idea of going into a business together, but I didn't want to because I had heard from people, writing is a terrible career decision, and you're not gonna make any money doing writing, and I was like, I don't really want to do that, but eventually I think we one night, I don't remember the year, but
It was 2018 or 2019.
2018.
It was before COVID.
We were sitting down. I don't remember what we were doing. Probably having one of our late night talks again, and I think he said, "You feel good about starting a business?" And John's like I feel good about starting a business, and so I'm like, all right, let's do it. And so it took like I think another year before us to actually like sit down to brass tacks and be like, we're going to finish something.
Yeah.
And then that's when we wrote this comic right here, the very first one we ever did.
Henry T. Manchester.
Yeah,
that was
gone
the-
fishing.
That was the first one we ever did, was that one. And you can tell it's old because it's got the Copic markers. And I think when I wrote it, it was like a page and it was all like, it was this ugly strip that I wrote. But if you want, you can
Break down, yeah, open it for us.
Hold
Hold on. Before I don't wanna leave my man Bryce out.
Yeah.
Let's tie together this trio here
Yeah.
because you guys met and you guys cooked it up and thought of the idea, and then did you reach out to Bryce or did he reach out to you, kind of thing? How did that kind of?
So yeah, we were actually at the time we were roommates. living
Oh, wonderful.
next door even. So,
Okay.
Yep. And so yeah, we all got thrown around the idea of starting a comic book company together, and we would just.
So
sit
you
on
were
the
there
couch.
with them.
Yeah, we would just. sit
Oh,
on the couch.
okay. Cool.
We'd sit on the couch and we would just bounce ideas like this would be funny, like, and then it just kind of became reality. So.
Awesome. So head writer, head artist, and then we got the digital
Yep,
man
all the
right
digital
here.
stuff. Yep.
Digital man.
He's more like a mascot at this point.
Okay, hey, I like that though. Hey,
That's why he's fucking the shit.
Yeah, that's right.
gotta have the forefront, So comic books, man, I love it. It's interesting to me. It brings me back to childhood. And yeah, go ahead. Let's elaborate more on your guys'
sure.
first comic here,
you
Henry
can
T.
go ahead and take a look
Manchester.
at that.
Yeah.
That was the very first one we ever did.
Break down the cover of it for us if
So
you can.
when it comes to a cover, this is a character that, like, we didn't really want to make your standard comic book character. We just wanted to create a character that kind of represented all of us and just had fun. Like, we're all real big into outdoorsy stuff, I love
Yeah.
hunting and fishing and all that stuff.
Utah.
Yep. And so we kind of wanted a character that kind of represented all that. And so we created Henry, and we kind of call him our facial hair themed superhero.
There you go.
But he
I
doesn't.
like that.
He doesn't really go face villains or whatever. He just goes on these adventures. That makes sense.
Whatever it comes, right?
Yep,
You gotta tackle
exactly.
it.
And then for some reason, everything he does just happens to be extraordinary. If that makes
Right.
sense. So that's kind of how Henry is. So in his very first issue, he just goes fishing,
Okay.
and he wakes up camping. And
Show
then-
you can show
oh,
some
yeah.
pictures.
Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll probably just in there. He can go through. We'll have him go through and
works.
like hands up, straight up on the front of it, and get a shot afterwards of the whole thing,
I like that.
and then that we can transition into that as and then go through it that way.
Make it
Awesome.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Sick.
So he wakes up, cool morning breeze, and then grabs all his stuff, throws it in a boat, and as he's paddling out into the middle of the lake, he starts grilling a steak.
Hey,
It's a
okay.
good one, but he decides to throw one of the steaks on his hook and throw it in the water, and hooks on the biggest fish in the lake. So then the rest just kind of proceeds
You
from there.
you gotta get the rest to watch it. Like, you can't get all of it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Right? You gotta read it to find out what happens. So.
yeah.
So it's like this story about this regular guy going fishing, and it just turns epic. And all of his stories are like that. And that's just one of the storylines that we have. We've been doing this for a while. We've got about 30 comic books now.
Wow.
So-
Wow. Congrats.
How many
congrats on
issues
that.
of the
Of Henry T.
Henry T.
Henry, so we have 3 completed right now. We got a 4th one that we're hoping to have done hopefully by the end of this year.
Okay.
And then we got 2 more that we're in the middle of writing and getting finished. So.
Okay. So let's. This is what I would like really quick. The world, I feel, they're interested, and if they're not, we would like them to get interested, right, on things about
Definitely.
that we want them that they don't know about. Elaborate a little bit more on your process beyond sitting down on the couch, right? Like,
Sure.
you don't have to give them all the gems. It can be a short, brief, outlay or blueprint of like, going from print or drawing, going to print, like you said, you had to scan in the other, your drawings, and give us a breakdown. Whoever would want to.
Usually it starts with like an idea, and the idea can come from any one of us. It doesn't matter. basically like Bryce one day when we were writing a story about a murder mystery that happens at a circus. And I'm on like Circus Freaks and stuff like that.
okay.
And Bryce came, I believe you came in that day and you said, I had a dream about the story.
I did. It was a dream. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. And Bryce was like, I had a dream about the circus and about I want to do a story at the circus. And that was it. That was the only theme we had to go on. Was like I want to do a story that happens at a circus.
Right.
And so basically from that point we had to sit down and we're like, okay, Bryce, tell us about what you were thinking for it. And so eventually, like the idea, like one thing I've learned about storytelling is that ideas are cheap. So basically that just means that an idea, like everybody's had the same idea before.
Right.
But what changes an idea and makes it unique is when you have a process and people are like, okay, well, what story do you want to tell about that? And then as the team like talks about how we want to like create a story, then it starts to form into something different. Like we only started with the idea that we were going to have a story at a circus, and then eventually it turns into a murder mystery. And so eventually, like the idea turns into something tangible, and we're like, all right, so now who's going to write this? And I don't remember who started it.
It was you. You were the first.
Me.
Yeah, the first issue.
Okay, so they actually handed it to me and they said, okay, Joe, you have an idea for what you want to do. And so I was like, oh, great. I have to write another one.
So then you write the story first.
Yes, so we always write before we actually like
start drawing or doing any of that.
Yep.
Okay, so then once the story's written, then you pass it along kind of thing? Or as he's writing, are you already starting to draw?
So we do the whole process, like just like you would with a normal book or hopefully the movie script, right? Where it's just like write the draft and then you got to edit it, and so we go through the full rounds of editing and everything.
Boom.
Make sure it's all nice and focused, and then we'll move on to artwork, and then that's usually when it comes over to my department. So if I'm not going to be drawing it, then I have a couple other friends that I work with that also draw as well.
Outsourced.
Yep.
I love that.
And so, but we
collaboration.
All of us have some part in every single comic book we've created. If that makes sense.
Yep.
And so, but then and a lot of times when we come in with the artwork, we like to pair the artist with the script, if that makes sense. So it's like, for instance, since it's a Circus Freak, I was like, that could be a bit more of a fun art style, and so that's why we gave it to our artist Chen, right? Because he's got a lot more of a cartoony, almost manga anime style, right?
I like that.
And it fit the vibe of the circus story that we were going for.
Okay, wonderful.
But then we got more of a horror story, and I love doing a lot in pencil and everything, so I took care of that one. I did the panels almost feels like a stained glass, like broken window.
Wow, awesome.
So,
Beautiful.
I know, Schmidt copies, that one always sells out, but anyway.
Good.
But that's kind of the vibe we're trying to go for, and so it's not necessarily a matter of like who can draw it. We just try to make sure that the story is being told the best way that we possibly can.
I love that.
And then
go ahead, finish.
I'm saying that once we get it all done, then we send it over to Bryce. So
True. And I handle all the digital stuff. I'll take it, put it into Photoshop, the whole 9 yards, format it correctly, and then we have a local printer that we send it to. We try and do local.
Yes, talk that. As far as local printers, somebody to print the pages and everything.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so there's a printer called, I'll give them a shout out, that's Valor Printing. I'm trying to remember where.
Richfield, Utah.
Yeah, thank you, Richfield, Utah.
Valor Printing right here.
And
we'll put that in there.
They actually make their own comic books.
Wow. Okay,
so that's why we trusted them with our comic books.
Yeah, and they do all the binding and do all the papers and everything.
Yep, they do the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
Can you? What is like a minimum print? Do you have to do like 100 copies?
Usually do. So we usually do a preliminary print run for our comic books just to make sure we got all the mistakes caught and everything. So we usually print off an order of 25 to 30.
Yep.
Perfect.
And then if we do have mistakes, those just kind of become collector copies.
Okay, wonderful.
Right. So there is actually, we recently did a comic book, and it's the third issue of Starfall. And there's actually, they printed 2 pages in it, and we're like, oh, dang it, like, how did we miss that?
Oh, wow.
But the nice thing is that if you want it, you can get it as a collector's copy because it's a misprint by us, and so our mistake becomes your nice little,
your treasure,
your little treasure that said, oh, look at how dumb the doofuses
Yeah.
at Noble Entertainment.
Those mistakes represent the very first print. And
Yes.
so just like any like large comic book company like DC or Marvel,
Oh, okay.
if they've got the misprints, those are the ones that sell the best because
Yeah.
those are the very first
No
issues.
rules
Uh-huh.
on one like
So-
that. So
Talk that.
So now that you brought up DC and Marvel, we were talking about the same.
We're gonna do
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll do. These are funner questions and stuff.
Sure.
Who were you?
round. We're gonna do round
now,
table.
DC or Marvel? You guys are the. Who would you guys pick?
That's really hard.
It's easy for me. But
Okay, so yeah, just go in order.
sure.
Oh man, DC or Marvel?
You got this.
They're both great.
If you can't pick, then you can highlight.
I got it. So I know which one I want. But I like DC.
Okay.
I like
Okay.
DC a lot more.
DC.
Yeah, mine's definitely DC. I grew up with Batman, so
There you go. Explain.
Okay, so it was not the comics, but the Spider-Man show that I grew up with. So I'm a Marvel guy.
Yeah. And that's that Spider-Man that Danny loves and he watched as a kid
Yeah, oh
too.
yeah. Back to the 90s.
what-
Like
what-
the X-Men comics.
Yep,
Yeah, that
exactly.
show. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah,
Love
we
that.
were discussing that right now.
Yeah.
Earlier. Like we're gonna see
Yeah.
which one they would pick.
And then so then second question is if you were to have a superpower, what is your superpower?
Yeah.
I already got it. I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead,
Okay,
Bryce.
so I would love the ability to duplicate items because I could just take a gold bar and duplicate it, and then I'd just like have a stack of gold.
Okay, so you're in it for the monetary value, but you could duplicate anything though.
Yeah, being rich is a superpower in and of itself.
Right. So what about? So hold on, I love that. So duplicating a.
You
So
can
like,
see his morals, right?
Yeah.
I ain't afraid to say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Could you duplicate like cells? Like, could you duplicate a person? Could you duplicate? If you duplicated somebody, is it duplicating their power as well?
I didn't even think about that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's cool.
All right, Joe. What's your superpower, man?
I'll keep it simple. I just go with flying. That sounds fun.
Boom.
There you go.
Okay.
Classic.
I love
I
that.
think
I
about all
love
the
that.
traffic and construction around here, so
Hey, he's trying to fly to work. Okay.
yeah.
And
I
then.
love how practical all of our superpowers. Like,
Yeah,
like
I mean-
where kids is like, I want to fly, and John's like, I want to fly because I can avoid traffic.
Yeah.
Hey.
Good, John. I love that.
It's pretty
crazy.
and when I was a young guy, I think it would be cool to be super strong. But now that I'm older, I think the most interesting thing is that I wish I could say anything and get people to do what I want. So maybe.
Okay, so mind control kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mind control. That's your power.
Yeah, but it would mostly be just to sell comics.
Hey, okay. Sell some comics. Sell some comics.
Like
I
people
like
look
that.
at me and are like, oh, this Joe has the evil mastermind of a supervillain.
There
But it's
you
like only to sell comics.
This is the best comic book.
It's not bad. Well, they're all great powers. I would
Good,
probably
Eli?
pick, I would probably pick
Good,
all
okay.
of them. They're all great powers. So with that, who?
The third question.
The third question. Who's one of your is? Could
No, hold on. We'll do the crush after. We'll do the crush after, man. Let me get into that. That's too early, man. You gotta save that for the good shit. Okay, look. Our third question is. So then your superpower, your favorite brand, I guess, right, or whatever, and then who's your favorite superhero and or villain?
So you want both, or do you want?
I mean, do you want to give both? If you have,
we can do both.
Yeah, let's do both. Let's do hero and villain.
Okay. So does anybody know off the top of their
Oh, I do.
I know you do.
I love that. See, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Automatically, I know what John's is.
Let's hear yours, John.
What do you think it is?
Oh, never mind.
No, I like this game.
No, I'm not so sure.
Superhero. Who do you think my favorite superhero is? Do you know, right?
Yeah, I do.
Who is
It's
it?
Batman.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
I was gonna say that because he already said that.
It's either Batman or you like Shazam a lot too.
I do.
Okay.
I liked him more before they made the movies, and everybody else liked him, and I was like, oh, I
Oh,
like when everybody else liked
darn
him. But
But I don't know your favorite supervillain.
do you know my favorite supervillain?
You know what? That I don't know. Yeah, that's never come up.
This goes all the way back to the animated series. He's always my favorite character in that show.
Penguin?
Is it
Close. It is a Batman villain. It's Two-Face.
you like
Two-Face? Okay.
Yeah.
We could have guessed that from downstairs.
I did
but
know that.
You also had what's his name? Joker. The Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the Heath Ledger Joker down there.
So I love Joker too, but yeah, Two-Face
Yeah.
has always been since I was a kid.
I like that. Okay, so Batman and Two-Face.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. You got yours?
Yeah, so like I was talking about the Spider-Man show that I watched. So Spider-Man was always my favorite hero.
Okay, I love that.
It's because he's so quippy, like he's just funny. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Very likable.
Yeah, he's just likable.
He's also young.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like that aspect also.
Connected with him because I was a kid and he was a kid.
Yeah.
So, but as far as villains, like I don't know. I actually think that the Joker. I know I said Marvel was my favorite, but they don't have the best villains. So I think the Joker is probably my favorite villain.
I mean, I think they just didn't really represent the best, like the villains that way. I mean, Thanos is cool, but like they didn't introduce any world destroyers. Maybe one or two in the Silver Surfer. Galactus, I believe.
Yeah.
They bring in Galactus. Those kind of aspects of it, like we don't know anything about the comic book as far as like the universe thing goes. And then they started started integrating it.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, we got multiversal things. There's like all these different aspects. Like Flash was really fun and interesting. That I really love that movie. And just comics in general. But to not sway away, I gotta get yours. So we got Batman and Two-Face, Spider-Man, and then
The Joker.
The Joker.
Okay. You think mine has changed, John?
Nah.
I know John knows pretty well about me, but do you think my favorite superhero has changed?
I wouldn't have guessed. I wouldn't have guessed your guys as superheroes. I would have thought they were something like deep. Like I thought you would have been like Silver Surfer or something. You know what I mean? Or like
No, they're fun, but
Jubilee. Jubilee from X-Men. Stuff like that.
But actually, I have changed my favorite
Okay.
superhero.
Oh man, he did change.
Yeah, I did change it, and to be honest, it was something I never thought I would see coming because for the longest time I was a Batman fan.
Okay, you like Batman.
Batman was my absolute favorite superhero.
Everybody loves
Now, as I've gotten older, something that has changed about me is I miss storytelling when they would teach people lessons and ideas and morals and how to be a better person, how to connect with people, how to be a better man. And that's something that I wish more stories about heroes would teach us.
There you go.
And so recently my favorite superhero has changed to Superman.
Oh, word.
And because Superman was always that if you had to ask me why I like Batman because he's a man. But I like Superman because he's always trying to be the best
Better person.
Yeah,
I like that.
and he has these staunch morals that I believe that people need to
A
hear
hero,
more.
yeah.
They need if you look at the definition of what a hero is, they'll find a few things. But I think Superman is way
Is the
up
epitome of that.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
I
And
love
that's why
that.
I'm so I'm really excited about the new Superman coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's been a long time since Superman's even been in the consciousness of
I mean,
people.
I just know Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and that's what everybody
Good
remembers.
job of showcasing that,
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
Yeah.
Christopher Reeves is such a good Superman.
You will.
But my favorite supervillain is actually Lobo.
Oh, okay. See, that's some deep.
Yeah, the main man is my favorite. It's I love all villains. I think villains are
And then-
interesting and exciting, but Lobo by far is my favorite.
For the folks on the podcast, because like I said, I was thinking it's gonna be some deeper, give people who is Lobo, because everybody knows Batman, everybody knows Joker and Spider-Man and Two-Face. Nobody knows Lobo.
Oh yeah, Lobo is a bounty hunter that often comes into contact with Superman and a lot of other super powerful DC heroes, but he basically destroyed his entire planet because he wanted to destroy it. And the funny thing about Lobo is just that he's basically unkillable because as long as there's a cell of him left, he just replicates himself.
Oh wow,
Every-
interesting. That's cool. See, I didn't know that.
And
about
he rides a giant space biker.
Oh, okay.
And he has a giant meat hook that he throws around. And so
Everyone always compares Deadpool with Harley Quinn, but I feel like Deadpool and Bo would probably be.
Oh, no,
Okay.
they are so close to each other.
I like that.
The
They
difference
definitely
is,
got different personalities.
no, definitely. If you ever watch Superman the animated series, Lobo is in it. And
Okay,
he's in
cool.
there for one episode, and he's just a riot.
All right.
I
Hell yeah.
love Lobo.
So Danny, let's
That's a unique. I like the Lobo too. A lot of people don't like him. But back to what I was saying. So who would be?
hold on. What's your favorite superhero?
Oh, Mike.
Yeah, and what's your
Okay.
favorite supervillain?
I would probably say Spider-Man. too.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then, man, there's a lot of good ones. Juggernaut, Rhino.
Oh my gosh, that's my favorite
What was his
X-Men
name?
villain.
The one with the horn, the Rhino.
Rhino.
Oh, you like Rhino
Yeah.
too? I always
Yeah.
feel like people are like, Rhino's so stupid. It's just a guy, a giant rhino suit. It's like, that's why I love
But there's so many. There's
Yeah.
so many because, like again, Spider-Man obviously it goes back to having the youth feel to him and like being outgoing, but then back to being rich is a power. Batman.
Yeah,
Batman.
exactly.
I always love Batman. You got it, Brandon.
Doctor Strange.
that's a
It's
good
like
one.
one of my
That's a good
favorite.
pick.
I like Doc, and then villains wise, I was leaning on Silver Surfer because like he comes as a villain, right? But he just doesn't really know, and then he ends up like switching sides. But initially, like he's a villain, so I like that. But one of the strongest villains that's always resonated with me is Magneto. I just always liked Magneto. I don't know why.
Jackson do got some good villains.
Well, I think it's because Magneto is very relatable. Like you could see why he does what he does.
Yeah,
And it's
straight
very-
up.
It's a very like human reaction.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, especially they reflect that in the movie a lot when they kill his daughter and stuff like.
Oh, yeah.
that's reflected.
you're like, I guess I would be a bad guy too because
Straight
I'd
up.
probably do what he does. You know?
Straight up, I agree. So yeah, Danny, it's your time to shine. We wanted to get some laughs out. We wanted to get we want to get you guys vulnerable. If you will. Let's hear it, Danny.
So it could be a hero or a supervillain. So who's your crush?
Your superhero crush.
It's Catwoman.
Catwoman. Okay, this guy's Batman all the way. Don't forget, John's Batman all the way.
You come back to me. Come back.
Okay. Hey, you gotta think about it. I like that. I like that. It's because something you ain't never thought about?
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many options.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I feel like I'm gonna reveal too much about myself.
No. It's all right. Hey, if you don't want to share, we get it.
No, I got it. I can do it. Shanna the She-Devil.
Oh, okay.
That's unique, bro.
Now, who is that?
No, it's like
Break me down.
It's like a sexy woman Tarzan.
Yeah.
But where's she from?
Marble, actually.
I know. She's an Amazonian or
No, she's just a woman who's hot and wears a bikini in the jungle.
okay. How is she a villain or a superhero? I mean,
I think she's a superhero.
okay. She just saves folks. What what comic? What issue? Break it down. 'Cause I'm lost.
Honestly, to be honest, I didn't put that much thought into it.
Okay. You were like, yo, I just remember this version, this
I just remember
primer.
her looking fine, and I was like, oh.
Okay. Hey, grab that. All right. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say this because I know it's gonna make Joe facepalm. It's Cheetah.
Oh, nice. Nice. Hey. She is in that. She is in one of the new
Wonder Woman.
movies.
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
She's in Wonder Woman.
Yeah, the
Oh, that one's fire at the end.
Yeah.
And she gets electrocuted up. Fried cheetah.
You, brother.
That me, Bryce.
What? Oh, my crush?
Yeah, you gotta say one too.
Oh, it's Electra.
There you go.
Oh,
That's
dude,
right.
that's a good choice.
It's Electra for sure.
I was gonna say I would probably go with her.
Yeah,
Her,
for sure.
Wonder
She's got the size.
Her,
She's got the mind.
Her Wonder Woman or Black Widow. Those are
Yeah,
possible.
okay, I mean Black.
Yeah.
Okay, if we're talking Scarlet Joe, but like, yeah, I can see like the animation, the Black Widow, how she's in the in that fit.
Yeah.
Black Widow was my
Electra.
first thought, but I wanted to pick something, like you said, a little more deep.
Yeah, I like Electra because it's like you said,
You're
it's
thinking about a crush. This isn't some deep idea.
yeah. No, this is deep for me. This
You're
is deep for me. No, I was thinking Electra because it's like she has, like the what she was taught.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the she's taught like the you know, Japanese rituals and like, you know, the practice of energy and those kind of things, right? She's a, what is it, a ninja?
Yeah,
or something of that nature? Assassin.
Yeah,
Boom,
assassin.
you know, the rules of assassin, right? And so that's why, like, that was why I was like, oh, that's...
Discipline.
Yeah, that came to my mind.
Gotcha.
I mean, you got anything else, Danny, that you want to add? Is there things that you feel we missed?
They broke down. You guys broke down your magazine. So what
Your process.
The process of it? What's new ones you got coming out? New comic books coming out.
So we are trying to update our kind of how we do things because it was kind of chaotic as we were doing it. It's just like, here's a new comic book and just throw it out there. But we're trying to kind of get a bit more organized. So we're hoping to start doing more of like a release schedule, which is kind of what you kind of expect with your standard publishing companies and stuff. And so are hoping to release 4 new titles here next month.
Yeah,
awesome,
should be
amazing.
May 24th is what it said on the thing.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
And so we'll have 4 new comic books coming out, and you'll find.
Could you drop the names or not yet?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got so our best comic book right now, Starfall. We got issue 3 coming out. That's very popular. We got the next issue done, and it's ready to go. And then we got the next issue of our murder mystery circus story.
Brain vs. Brawn.
Okay.
That's the title.
Page with Bros, yep.
And now when we're officially getting to the second act, so now we're actually starting to
At this point in the story, we've already figured out who's been murdered. You have to read the comic books to find out.
Okay.
Yes.
And this is the start of Act 2. So now we're doing the investigation.
Okay,
to find
cool.
out who did it.
All right, nice.
Here we go, and then go ahead, brother.
And then we got 2 more that we're just trying to wrap up real quick and then get them ordered. But we got one of our comic book characters called Mr. Bun Bun. We got
Mr. Fluffy Bun Bun.
Yeah, we were reading that. We were watching that.
Yeah. So we got issue 2 of that one. I'm just finishing up coloring the pages, and then we'll get that one wrapped up. And then what was the 4th one?
I believe it was Ryan. Like we
yes.
have a story that
That's right. Yep.
we have a commissioned story that is coming out.
Wonderful.
It was done by one of our friends. And,
awesome.
That one's called Rags to Riches, and it's about an old. It's about this community of people that used to work on a TV show.
Okay.
But one of the members of the TV show sells their souls to a demon.
Oh wow! Okay, interesting.
And so they're trying to survive a night at somebody's house, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
So that one's very interesting.
I like that. I'm gonna have to get
Yep.
that for sure. I like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, get a copy of that. And then, so all those new are coming out. Well, do you have any events or conventions that you guys are going to attend anytime soon?
Well,
Ogden Con is coming up. I'm trying to remember the exact date on that. It's one of the Saturdays in May.
Okay, perfect.
I think it's May 10th
May-
because it's the same weekend
That's
of
right. Streaming.
we're attending 2 conventions.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
You might have to pop up there.
And so we have
Anytime
one
behind the
in one in
scenes.
Provo that we're attending.
Awesome.
Story Makers.
Okay.
Wonderful.
That's at if you've ever been to Provo, there's the main convention center. It's called the Utah Valley Convention Center. It's
Okay.
right there on Main Street and Center Street.
Okay, wonderful.
And then the Ogden Con one
Yep.
is being held at Comfort Suites Inn over there by Flying
Comfort
J.
Suite Inn
Yeah,
by Flying J on
Yeah.
20th.
Ogden Con is another one of those. If you're into like the local scene, we see a lot of the same people show up every year to Ogden Con. A lot of local creators there, not just comic book creators, but they create all sorts of things. So-
Awesome.
Like some you
That's
can
amazing.
find 3D printed stuff.
Yeah.
Metalwork. I
Just
believe.
art in all
art,
assets.
exactly.
In all facets.
That's right. Yep.
And then
Okay.
where could we find? Because you guys are behind the scenes. You guys are naming a few spots. Where could we find your magazines? I know there's.
Sure.
They're comic books, Danny.
Everyone calls them that. So I'm
Yeah, they're
just-
both- yeah.
Comic books
Yeah.
and magazines are
Man.
similar. in
Similar.
that.
Yeah, but they're not the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah,
Same,
sure.
but different.
That's true.
But
It's one of those
location-
protections. One's are graphic novels.
No, but yeah, could you name a few locations you guys?
Absolutely. So we're currently in 3 physical locations right now in the U.S. So we got the Queen's Realm here in Rye, and Jody there has been super awesome.
Queen's Realm. Queen's Realm.
Yeah. And she's been super supportive of us and everything, and lets us sell our comic books there. We got a little stand display set up, and it looks really sharp. And we got I'll let you guys tell the other
And
2.
then
So.
the other one, if you've ever been to the Newgate Mall, which is some people don't know where that is, but it's right. It's in Riverdale, and there's a store there called For the Love of right next to the Cinemark, And
For the love of.
and
Right
you
here.
can buy our comic books from the stand there, same stand as the Queen's Realm.
Awesome,
And
okay.
she also, Janica is the owner of
Okay,
Fort
wonderful.
Love, and she does a lot of local authors. And so if you're looking for
interesting.
books like romance novels,
Written by local authors.
yeah, written by a local, and
Boom, that's how
and
we can find some more local folk.
And she throws a lot of conventions.
Wow,
So,
interesting.
like,
at the
I
store?
suppose
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the mall. But yeah.
Wow.
And so she throws, I think she tries to throw one a month. And so
Interesting. We got to tap in with that.
Yeah, and so,
Definitely.
Yeah.
and so if you guys want to go there, you can go there. But
Of
we
course.
sell our comic books there as well. And
Cool.
the last
Yeah, and then we're in a comic book shop in Sugar House, Utah, called the Black Cat Comics.
Black Cat Comics.
Right here.
Right here.
Right there. And yeah, the owner, Greg, super cool guy. He was our #1 supporter.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
we had our comic books in his shop first.
Wow.
Before all the other
Sugar
places.
House.
Yeah, very supportive. So
Well, there we go, man. I mean, not much we can say about what More Local represents other than just sitting together with these gentlemen we just met today in this beautiful home to share a little bit about their experience and what it means to have your own business, or what it means to, fall in love with something and carry that passion with you. Whether it's from your childhood, from high school, whether it was 3 years ago, whatever it is, right? And it's something special that we like to share here, More Local, and I think that's a big reason why we do this. So, I really do appreciate your guys' time. I don't really have much less to say than if Danny wants to add anything.
If you got your Instagrams, website,
Oh, yeah.
can you guys elaborate on that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's start
All right.
working our way down.
Noble Entertainment,
Okay.
and you can find it. You just type in Noble Entertainment and look for I believe the logo is yellow.
Yep.
And it looks
Yep.
exactly
Oh,
like
just
that.
like the shirt.
Like the shirt.
check out the logo. And our website, check out nobleentertainment.net. That's where we've got all our comic books available for sale. We've also got our Etsy shop.
Etsy.
And I can get you guys the links.
Yeah, just send us all those links. We'll
Yep.
get that taken care of.
And then we're on Instagram just as Noble Entertainment.
No, it's the real Noble.
Thank you. Yeah, the real Noble Comics.
Boom, boom, see? We got back to verify.
Yeah.
Verify and confirm.
So we can give you the links to that.
Yeah, send us all of that information and we'll make sure that we get that right here.
No, it was amazing. Like I told John when we first met a couple of weeks back, I fell in love with the pictures. You were drawing different things, Bob Ross, lookalikes, and all that. And I was like, I definitely have to get you guys on here and talk about, because back to what B was saying, we're based here on the community. We're all going to grow more local. And then I know B's a big fan of comics, so I was like, we have to get you guys on here. I had an amazing time. You guys talked about your knowledge and behind the stories and everything. And I think the city would love to see this. And
That'd be good.
and look
Thank you.
forward to coming. We're definitely gonna have to come back for part 2.
Sure.
Maybe we'll get you guys when you guys are out in the
Oh,
out in the open.
For sure.
We'll find
Well,
us.
we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, we really
Thank
appreciate it.
Thank
You guys
so
are
much.
amazing.
Thank you,
Seriously.
Absolutely.
You already know More Local, Danny Starr, Brandon Bradman, Noble Entertainment, 24 Baby behind the lens. Thank you guys for sticking around.
Oh, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Brandon Bradman here with the More Local podcast. I just wanted to thank you guys for sticking around this far, talking with the Real Noble Entertainment, the Real Noble Comics at Instagram. Those 3 gentlemen, John, Joe, and Bryce, they're doing their thing, man, creating something special for Utah as far as having our own comic book, something that not a lot of people can talk about, right? Highlighting more things in our community. We're going to bring Grapes on to rock a set for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this episode with the More Local podcast.
Yo, mic check. I go by the name of Grapes. Yeah, vibe one. Yo, ya no quiero sufrir, no, yo soy el culpable aquí, sí, bem morir. My sunflower don't shine from me. Yo ya no quiero sufrir. Yo soy el culpable aquí. Dejé mi flor bella morir. My sunflower don't shine from me. Ella necesita amor y atención. Y cuando no estás, ella busca en su phone, subiendo muchas fotos, demostrando el calzón, esperando que el mundo le dé un corazón. That's why you gotta fuck it good so she don't do that. That's why you gotta treat it good so she don't go back. But always keep that ass in check, you better stay on that. Cause a girl will fuck your life up if you ain't got a plan. Se acabó luna de miel, hiciste tu deber. Clama siendo fiel, pero ella no te cree. Mentiste muchas veces, ahora pagas lo que debes. Botella tras botella, esta historia aquí muere. You was the one I planned to marry. I don't know why the feel's scary, but somehow I end up sharing all of myself with you, but you let me down. And I probably broke your heart 1,000 times, but now I'm dying cause you left me here in town. Let's go! Yo ya no quiero sufrir, no, no. Yo soy el culpable aquí, sí, sí. Dejé mi flor bella morir. My sunflower don't be shining for me. Yo ya no quiero sufrir. Yo soy el culpable aquí. Dejé mi flor bella morir. My sunflower don't be shining for me. Ella necesita amor y atención. Y cuando no estás, ella busca su phone, subiendo muchas fotos, demostrando el calzón, esperando que el mundo le dé un corazón. My head underwater above the clouds, looking out the window, staring at crowds, wishing my sunflower would come around. Cause I need a smile to look at right now. You needed affection and something I liked, and I thought that I covered everything you asked me. You moved and then we turned to less of a family. We talked till the shit to each other, don't gas me. Things that we said can never be taken back. Things that we said can never be taken back. Reality is this, we both don't want this to last. We both fucked up with some wine in our glass. Tienes tus razones, no te puedo culpar. Si en verdad me amabas, me hubieras dado tu plan. Una seña, aunque sea, me hundí en el mar. Aquí en el Pacífico me muero en paz. Yo ya no quiero sufrir, no, no. Yo soy el culpable aquí, sí, sí. Dejé mi flor bella morir. My sunflower don't be shining for me. Yo ya no quiero sufrir. Yo soy el culpable aquí. Dejé mi flor bella morir. My sunflower don't be shining for me. Yeah, that one was called Sunflower. On all streaming platforms. Yeah. Part of the grapes. Right here. Yeah. Bounce. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Bounce. 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 I don't feel like myself no more. I don't wanna go back home with this baggage dwelling in my dome. Demons won't leave me alone. Indulging in all of these drugs, yeah, I can feel it fucking up, damn. God, I hope you send me love, cause lately I don't give a fuck. I've been living my life as a thug, protecting myself with a gun. Got my opposition trying to run up. I'ma have to fucking bust one, get a jail for life. I'm falling into pieces without you. I'm falling into pieces without you. That's right, that one's called Falling Apart. Oh, this next one though. This is some personal shit right here. Yeah. This one's called Anxiety. Let's go. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know why I always trip out. I never notice when my demons come out. I'm sipping poison with the blunt full of loud. Shawty, she fuck me when she know I'm stressed out. So many issues that come back from my past. I used to know them like my dad and his dad. My big bro taught me how to really be a man. Never heard him say he proud of who I am. So I shake it off, ain't no change in who I am. I got an appetite for money and I gotta feed the fam. I love the music but I never crave attention. It makes me nervous that you see my imperfections. My anxiety's a bitch and she follows me around. I gotta go out there and when before she try to take me out. Smell it in the wind that there's fire in the clouds. I'm watching everything burn down. I don't know why I always look for reassurance. Never had nobody tell me that I'm great at what I'm doing. And when they do, I'm not good at taking compliments. That's the effect of not growing up with confidence. I have no limits, I just keep filling my cup up. I like myself better when everything is fucked up. Easy the bullshit every hater likes to run up. I tell my girl ignore them soon enough, they'll shut up. This the type of attitude you get when no one's got your back. Had to walk the line alone, not a reach from any hand. Shit gets harder as you grow, no time to fix your mental growth. Smiles on the faces of every angel with a broken soul. And she follows me around. Go out there and win before she tried to take me out. I can smell it in the wind, that there's fire in the clouds. Yeah, I'm watching everything burn down. Let's fucking go. You wanna do more? Just keep going? Alright. I've been burning for you, my heart is lit. I know I've been drinking, I'm down a fifth. I know I got issues you try to fix. No one understands how much I love my bitch. I've been burning for you, my heart is lit. I know I've been drinking, I'm down a fifth. I know I got issues you try to fix. No one understands how much I love my bitch. That's my muse that always holds me down. She bumps the beat till every single out. Dancing by herself without a single doubt. Yeah, that grape's a man and soon he'll run this town. This place is for the killers that ain't scared to die. That's why we here together, cause we on the grind. Anybody fuck with you, we going live. Moving as a unit, we ain't wasting time. Somos locos y por eso estamos juntos. Robando bancos para comprarlo de lujo. La policía anda cerca en tiempos cortos. Montando juntos hasta que se apague el foco. Yeah, I've been burning for you, yeah, my heart is lit. We can have it all if you're down for it. Life is such a fucked up game with a twist. But with you it's all a beauty in this dark abyss. My twin flame. I've been burning for you, my heart is lit. I know I've been drinking, I'm down a fifth. I know I got issues you try to fix. No one understands how much I love my bitch. I've been burning for you, my heart is lit. I know I've been drinking, I'm down a fifth. I know I got issues you try to fix. No one understands how much I love my bitch. Yeah. Shout out to the More Local Podcast. Aqua Fresca, let's go.
Yeah.